Are you ready to actually have what you really want? Because look, most people believe that, oh, I really, really want to have this money. I really, really want to have this relationship. I really, really want this thing. I really, really want this. I really, really want this. But it's like most people can't actually even handle having what they really want. They just can't handle it. They're not ready. They think that they're ready, but if they were to actually get what they wanted, they would find a way to not sustain it. I'm going to share with you in this video how to avoid this so that you can prepare yourself to actually be ready for your manifestation and to have it and to sustain it and to keep it around for the long run, not just manifest it and then lose it. If you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell. Also, all the details to work with me are going to be down below. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is a study, or not a study, but something that I found on the internet, which is that 70% of lottery winners lose their money in 5 years or less. Why is this the case? I've talked about this on my channel before, but I think that people don't really understand the significance of this statement. 70% of lottery winners lose their money in 5 years or less. That means that even if that person that's really, really desperate, it's like, oh, I really, really want this money. I really, really want to win the lottery. Please, 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 please. I just want to win the lottery, please. I really want to win this. Those people that win it, they just find a way to lose it in the first 5 years. Think about how crazy that is. That's absolute insanity, because what's happening there is that these people are not actually ready to have that amount of money. They're simply not ready to have that amount of money. They think that they're ready. They think that they're ready to have this level of abundance, but the truth is that they're not. They're not ready to sustain that level of abundance. They're just not ready. They tell themselves that they're ready. They tell themselves that, if they really get this, they'll be so happy and their lives are going to change and everything's going to be so much better and they're going to be so much happier. And then they get it and then they finally lose it. Because think about it, these people blow the money on random things that are not even in alignment with being an abundant person. They overspend. They don't know how to save their money. They don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to really be the type of person that can have that amount of money. And so they find a way to lose it. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic that these people just lose the money? And I don't know how true this statistic is, but it's pretty much true if you think about it, that if you've ever experienced it in your own life even, maybe you manifested something in the past and then you found a way to lose it. And then you found a way to lose it because you couldn't sustain it. So my question to you is, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to attack you. I'm not here to criticize you. Of course, I'm just speaking to my past self here. All I'm saying is that if you were to wake up tomorrow, for example, with more money in your bank account, let's say $1 million, $2 million, would you get reactive and scared? It's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then you spend all of it and you get scared. And it's like, wait, what if I lose it? And all these, it's like, look, you can't have that kind of energy if you're trying to manifest money. You cannot have that kind of energy. You got to learn to balance your energy. I'm not saying that fear is not going to come up. I'm not saying that you might not get a little bit reactive. I'm not saying that that amount of love and abundance and wealth might not bring up some emotions in you, but do you know how to regulate your emotions and ground yourself in the present moment to not be reactive to those types of situations? If you were to get that relationship, the person that you truly want, can you really handle that amount of love? Look, having a partner by your side that truly supports you, that can see your flaws perhaps if they somehow see them. Let's say you're not able to manage yourself in a way where you're able to show up powerfully sometimes. Something happens in your life and then the shadow parts of you come up and they're willing to support you through that. And you're willing to support them through that. Like, are you ready for that? Are you ready for a real committed relationship if you say you want that? Because personally, I've had times where I thought that I wanted a committed relationship, but I wasn't ready. I thought that I wanted all that money, but I wasn't ready. I thought that I wanted these things in my life, but I wasn't ready. I simply wasn't ready. So the second thing that I want to share with you in this video is that most people panic. Okay, they panic. They get the things that they want. And then they just get reactive and they blow up their whole life. They blow it up and they lose everything. And then the things that they thought that they wanted, they finally got them and they just blew it all up and they screwed up the whole thing. Their ego took over. The fear pulled them for the deception. So the key is to start to understand that actually most people are very, very scared to actually have what they want. They're just simply not ready. They're simply not ready to have what they want. They're just not ready. So if you truly want to manifest abundance, if you truly want to manifest the things that you desire in your life, the question is, are you ready? Are you ready for it? Are you going to panic? Are you going to get reactive and are you going to screw it up? Are you going to say, you know what? This is just who I am. Of course I have all this money. It's not going to be some crazy, like, chaotic thing that's a big deal. It's just who I am. Of course I have a lot of money. Of course I have the relationship that I want. Of course I have the connections that I want in my life. Of course I have the business partners in my life. It's my right. It's my birthright. And if I claim something, I have it. And it is simply me. And it's not a big deal. Not that emotions aren't going to come up. Not that resistance isn't going to come up. For example, like if you say that you're a wealthy person does certain things and doesn't do other things. I'm not saying that you're not going to feel sad one day and that you're not going to feel really, really happy another day because of all this money maybe you're manifesting. You're going to manifest all kinds of money when you start to claim wealth in your life. And you're going to feel all sorts of emotions. Things are going to happen that maybe you've never felt before. Of course, you're shifting into a new version of yourself. It's completely normal to feel different emotions, such as fear and maybe some anxiety or whatever. Or maybe like you're up-leveling your energy, so it's like all the old emotions are going to come up. But it's like, all I'm saying is that a wealthy person knows how to manage their money. A wealthy person knows how to control their mind. I believe that's what a wealthy person does. A wealthy person knows how to control their mind. They know how to make decisions that are grounded upon the identity of a wealthy person. They don't do random things. They don't spend their money on things that lower their energy. They don't go spending your money on random things. They give away a lot of the money, a lot of times, to family. And if you ever notice, the most wealthy people just want to give and give and give and give all that money and just share and share and share. All I'm saying is that, are you ready to embody the habits and the traits and the actions of what it really means to be a wealthy person or a healthy person, right? Freudian slip there, but maybe it's an accident. See, if you want to be a healthy person, are you going to go eat that fast food? I personally haven't eaten fast food in multiple years. Now look, am I going to eat fast food occasionally? Maybe. Sometimes I'll go out with the family. I'll go out to the restaurants. I'll buy something, but it's very rare for me. I don't eat fast food personally. And if I do, it's very rare. But the point is, it's not a part of my identity. It's not who I am. I don't eat fast food. I don't eat these things. It's just not me. It's not who I am. Okay? And if you want to become a healthy person, you have to be in alignment with what you believe health is. And I'm going to be honest, that's going to be different for each person. I don't believe in the one diet or the one protocol that's healthy. It's going to be completely individual, and I'm not here to tell you what to eat or how to live your life or anything like that. All I'm saying is that you got to decide for yourself, are you ready to be that person that you want to be? To be that person, to embody that individual 100%, to be that new person. Because let's be honest, we live in a hologram. We live in a reality where you quite literally create your reality from the inside out. Life is just a reflection. You've heard that before, Francis. I've heard that a million times. I've heard that before. You're just parroting things that you've heard. Look, it's the truth of the situation. It's the actual truth. If you want to be who you really want to be, you've got to remember that it's going to take embodying a certain type of energy. It's going to take embodying a certain type of individual in your life. And are you ready for that? That's the question. Are you ready for that? So what I want to conclude this video with is that you need to become a person that can handle having what you want. Having it. Having what you want. Having it. Have means you already have it, which means that you already have the bank account that you have. You're not going to keep checking if you have the money. You're not going to keep checking. You're not going, oh my gosh, so I have the money, do I not have the money? And then your emotions are dependent on your on the money in your account. Your emotions should not really be dependent on the amount of money in your bank account. They really, really shouldn't. They really should not be. I don't care what anybody says. Your emotional stability should not be dependent on the money in your account or if you have the relationship. Now I know how that sounds. That sounds a little bit crazy because like, what if I'm homeless? What if I have enough money? Look, a lot of people really believe that like they're not gonna have money to buy food and things are gonna go crazy. It's like, look, let's be honest. You got money for food. You're probably not homeless. If you watch this video, you probably have food and water. You're gonna be just fine. But all this extra anxiety that we feel is a self-generated resistance. It's not real. It has nothing to do with what's happening around you. It has more to do with what you think is going to happen or what has already happened in the past. It has nothing to do with what's happening now. It's a delusion, it's an illusion, it's a lie, it's a deception. So what you gotta do is start to, again, become the person that can handle having what you want, having it, embodying it in the physical realm, in the physical. Turn that imagination and ground it into reality, into physical, tangible reality. That's what I want for every single person, is to understand that they can embody who they truly want to be in this present moment and have what they want. Have it. The energy of having. Because when you have what you want, yeah, you might feel anxiety sometimes. Yeah, you might feel worry sometimes. Yeah, you might feel some emotion sometimes that you're not really ready to feel. But you'll know who you are and you'll know how to correct and navigate the situation because you are that person. So if you feel an urge to spend all your money because in the past as it used to be, you say, no, wait a second, I'm an abundant person, so I'm not going to make that decision. I'm not going to make that choice. Maybe you're in a committed relationship and you have this desire to go do bad things or cheat on your spouse or cheat on your partner or something. You have this urge. It's like, no, I'm not. I am the kind of person that I have trust in my relationships. I show up on time with the people that I'm with. I have a commitment to this person, so I'm going to follow through with that. That's what it means to be in a committed relationship, is that you are not going to do things that are out of alignment with that. Whereas in the past, maybe you do things that were out of alignment with that. Maybe you did that. The key is to start to understand that you've got to become the person that has it. And you can embody this now, and then reality will reflect it. But you got to start to give yourself permission to be that person now. And to understand that the external circumstances do not need to define your internal state. Again, I am not saying that you're not going to feel resistance. I'm not saying that you're not going to feel fear, but I'm going to say it one more time just to instill this download into your consciousness, into your being, into your humanity. Yes, the fear may come up, but then you know in your mind who you've decided to be, and then you follow through with that because you made a decision. It's not about controlling people. It's not about controlling situations. It's not about controlling really anything in the external world. It's about controlling your thoughts and your actions. Not necessarily your feelings, if you don't believe that, but your feelings will change eventually. What you call normal will change. You can change the definition of normal. But the key is to start to understand that you need an identity level shift. That's what you need. An identity level shift. You need to shift your identity. This means taking control of your mind. And if somebody tries to tell you who you are, you disagree with them. You tell them no. You tell them they're wrong. That's not who I am. That's who I used to be. You tell them that they're wrong. You're right and they're wrong. Simple. Simple. Why would it be the case? If somebody's trying to tell you, oh, you never follow through, you're always uncommitted, you tell them, no, I'm always committed, I always follow through. Because people are just projecting who you used to be. And you can't really blame them because it's who you used to be. Maybe you were the type of person. But then you got to say, you know what? I'm somebody else. People are always going to project at you who you used to be. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that when you're deciding to be a new person, people are going to try to tell you who you used to be? And you want to be even a little bit angry. Get a little bit angry. Say, no, that's not who I am. That's who I used to be. Why are you calling me who I used to be? That's not me. That's who I used to be. Anger is not really bad. if it's helping you to go in your direction, if you're channeling it in the right direction. It's just an emotion. Anger is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just if you're controlled by the anger and you believe you are the anger, that's a different story. So, why am I sharing all of this? Because what I'm trying to conclude this video with is when that fear comes up, when that resistance comes up, when your emotions are going to try to pull you in all these different directions, your feelings, you're going to overpower that with your mind and say, no, this feeling is simply an urge and some kind of feeling that's pulling me in the direction of who I used to be. But that is not me. It is not me. So I'm making a decision with my mind. Decisions are made with the mind. Affirmations are incredibly useful. When if resistance come up, you say to yourself, I am not that person. This is who I am instead. Now, most people will be like, oh, Francis, I've already heard that before. I've already heard that, oh, I'm not defined by my past. But look, most people that resist what I'm saying, it's like, oh, I've already heard that before. You're repeating yourself or whatever it is. They're not living it. They're not actually living it. So when these people are complaining or judging or saying like, oh, this person's talking about the same thing, or I've already heard that before, these same people are not actually following through with the decisions that they've made for themselves. And if you look at their life long term in the bigger picture, they're always all over the place, they're always spinning in circles, and they've never actually made the changes that they truly desire to make. Because they don't know how to make a decision. Making a decision and knowing how to follow through with your decisions is very important. Now, the thing is that every single time you make a decision and you don't follow through with that decision, what you're doing is you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're lowering your amount of self-trust. That's what's happening. So when you say, for example, I used to be addicted to porn. I used to be addicted to porn personally. When I was watching porn all the time, and then I told myself I wasn't going to watch it, and then I watched it, I deserve to feel like I don't trust myself. Don't I deserve to feel like I don't trust myself? Now, every single time I said I don't watch porn, and then I carry on with the new identity, and I'm this person instead, and I do that again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Repetition. This is who I am. Urge come up, that's not me. This is who I am. I don't allow feelings to define who I am, and then I go in a different direction. Do you see how that's going to build my confidence and my trust? I deserve to be confident. I deserve to feel worthy of my manifestations. I deserve to have what I want in my life. I deserve to have a manifestation simply because I made decisions in my life and I followed through with them. And rightfully so, I deserve to be a trustworthy person. I deserve to be the type of person where people look at Francis and I go, he's a trustworthy person. I can trust Francis. Why? Because, Francis, what I've observed his actions, and he actually follows through with what he says he's going to do. So I trust that guy. He deserves to be trustworthy. He deserves it. He deserves to be a trustworthy person. Being a person that you can trust. Not everybody is worthy of trust. Not everybody is worthy of trust. Not everybody can be trusted. You got to look at their actions. You got to look at, are they following through with who they say they are? Have they made decisions in their lives and then they're not that person, and they're not that person? Now, I'm not saying that you can't make changes in your life. Sometimes you got to course correct and trust yourself. So it's about this fine balance of understanding that sometimes the commitments that you make, you can't always follow through with those. But if you're in the bigger picture, a trustworthy person, that's when you build confidence. If you make a big mistake, you follow through, you did everything right, made a big mistake and it's not working, maybe change some things around. Switch around a little bit. But it's not about making mistakes. It's about following through, and it's not about there's anything wrong with making mistakes. It's about following through with who you say you're going to be and to becoming that person that you truly want to be. You get to become the person that you want to be. What you think, you will become. You will become what you think. This is how the universe works. This is how life works. Francis, who are you to tell me how the universe works? Try it for yourself. Have you actually tried this? Have you actually tried? You hear people talk about, oh, you become what you think, your thoughts create your reality. No, that's a bunch of hocus pocus, law of attraction gurus lying to people. No. Have you actually tried it? Have you tried for 21 days to affirm who you are every single day? Every single day, no exceptions. Have you tried? Have you tried to reprogram your mind? Have you tried to be in repetition of who you prefer to be? Have you tried to decide on who you want to be because you're not afraid of lack? Have you tried to let go of your fear of lack and decide who you are and follow through? Have you tried? Or are you too scared? Have you actually tried? That's the question. All I'm asking you is, have you tried? Because the people that complain and judge and say, oh, I've heard that before, most people haven't actually tried. They haven't actually tried. They've not actually tried to follow through with who they say they are. They have not tried affirmations. They have not tried to be the person that they want to be. They have not tried to ignore the resistance, ignore the fear, ignore the old reality. They've not tried. They make a choice and they go back to the old reality. They make a choice and they go back to the old reality. They make a choice and then again and again and again and again, and nobody trusts them, and they never change, and they feel like they're stagnated, and they feel like they're stuck in a limbo state where nothing is changing in their life. Limbo. What is limbo? It's when you're like in this pause in your life. Your life is like on pause. Your life is like just pause. It's like nothing's changing. You're hoping that things are going to change, and you're waiting for things to change, and it doesn't change. What does that show you? It shows you that you're not good at making decisions and following through. That's all. I hate to say that. I hate to be attacking people, but that's all it's showing you. If your life has been on pause for the last year, all it's showing you is that you're not good at following through with decisions. Because the thing is that when you make a decision to follow through, change is inevitable. You have to change. You have to. It's impossible not to change. It's impossible not to manifest what you want when you follow through with your decisions. Like for me personally, the way that I see life, you know how some people are like concerned they're not going to get what they want? I don't see reality in that way. You know how I see reality? I see my manifestations as completely and utterly 100% inevitable. Which means that it can't not happen. In my reality personally, there's no hope or confusion of if it is going to happen or not happen. I know for 100% certainty that my manifestations are going to happen, but it is simply a matter of time. It is simply a matter of time. Or I just erase time completely and I decide that it's going to happen and I don't know when. But it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It has to happen. Not because I'm hoping, not because I'm waiting. I'm always in flow. I'm always in action. I'm always in radical action personally. That's how I love my life. I like to be in radical action, in flow, and always changing and always transforming. But the thing is that most people just simply haven't actually tried. That's what I'm trying to say. They've not actually tried. Have you actually tried to change your identity? Have you tried? Have you ever tried to define yourself and follow through for 1 month? Just 1 month. 1 month. Forget about 1 year, 2 years. How about, have you tried for 1 month? Or have you been back and forth, not making committed decisions for who you truly want to be? Just 1 month, 21 days, even if for a week. For a week, just be consistent. Be a consistent human being. For 1 week, have you tried? If you haven't, maybe that's why you're not manifesting. Hello? Maybe that's why you're not manifesting. Because you haven't actually tried. So to conclude this video, just try it. Try it. Try to make a decision and follow through with that decision and see what happens. Your life can change so much faster than you believe is possible when you actually follow through with who you say you are, when you actually affirm consistently and decide who you are. When you affirm consistently and decide who you are, no matter what the 3D is telling you, the 3D, I don't like to use that word a lot, but it's true, the physical dense reality is telling you, and you follow through with who you say you are no matter what happens is that change happens. Inevitably so. It has to. Because you're almost leaving the universe no choice. You're so consistent and you're so committed to your mind's affirmations and you're so committed to your new identity. It's like reality has to warp around that. It has to. It can't not. It kind of has to. It's like leave the universe no choice. Be so consistent. Be so dedicated to your vision. Be so aligned with who you are that you're literally leaving the universe no choice but to manifest your heart's desire. And I conclude the video with that. Once again, all the details to work with me are going to be down below. As always, enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you in the next video.